What is up? It's another Tuesday. Took another loss today, fourth loss in a row. It's not something I'm upset about because the more the more I've been trading, the more I realize like losses and losing streaks are important because it's opportunity for growth and it's necessary in order to succeed. If someone starts trading and immediately they have no losses and they find their way to profitability, then um, that's just not the case with anyone really. Like all the best traders have had years of conviction and losses and failures. But so I'm not upset at all. But let's go over trade I took. All right, so coming into the day, I had a bullish bias, but I didn't necessarily have a specific overall bias as far as a trade I would take because it really just depended on what liquidity we'd sweep first. So market opened right here, and once we inversed this fair value gap was when I almost entered a trade here when we inversed a pre-market fair value gap. But why I didn't is because we had these relative equal lows down here that weren't swept, and I wasn't confident. And we have this 1 hour imbalance that I marked out. And we had our news here. So we had a news high that would eventually got swept pre-market, and so I thought we were going to go lower. So I was looking for shorts. Basically, I was looking for shorts. We came up. We were within this big 15-minute imbalance, and we were holding it at about this point. So I thought that was a confirmation for us to go lower if we were going to reject it. And we came up into a new week opening gap. Here's where I went wrong. On the 30-second, shouldn't be entering trades on the 30-second, but I marked out a market structure shift. Here are the two lows we made, and then we broke market structure with this fair value gap. We marked out this fair value gap right here. And as soon as price came back up into this fair value gap right here and then rejected it and came down a little bit, that's when I entered. I was expecting price to go down towards the relative equal lows and tap this imbalance because we never did before. And we were respecting this giant imbalance right here that we're in. But I got stopped out and we ended up going higher to a volume imbalance that I never saw. So this is up here. We went higher, and the real trade would have been this this inverse here. This would have been a good trade. This inverse fair value gap, we inverse it, and then I would have gone to the 5-minute, waited for a retrace. We had this 5-minute up close candle, and we had our news candle came out at 10 that wicked up into that range, basically signaling for us to go lower. At that point, the ideal trade could have looked something like see we news comes up into this fair value gap right here. Could have entered short right around here. It was within the macro. Stop could have been above the inverse fair value gap, and take profit could have been these lows here, and that's exactly what ended up happening. So that would have been a better trade. The one I took wasn't necessarily bad, but I need more experience in the market, is just the truth. I've only been trading every morning for about 2 months. That's not enough time in the markets to realize certain things, and that's why I lost today. But I did just buy a year's worth of FX replay, so I'm going to be back testing the past 6 months really. Um, looking for the same thing every single time, tweaking my strategy to the very smallest details. And getting better at psychology too. So price now is ending up in this new week opening gap. It should be new week opening gap below. It's ending up in this new week opening gap. And yeah, Tuesday, there's high impact news as well. Tuesday, I still have the bullish bias. I want the week to end. Up at these highs. We're in a buy model, so you can see we had a low of the week on Tuesday last week. We've been slowly coming up. I think we're gonna continue to expand up. So I'll be looking for longs, ideally, but that doesn't mean we can't take shorts. If we get manipulation to the highs off market open. But I gotta go back over my checklist to enter trades, and I really haven't even been looking at it or really caring about it recently, which is another problem. Like, I need to make sure all the requirements have been met before I enter any trade. But yeah, so that's the plan. I don't care how long this takes. This could take another year. However long it takes, I'm in for it. So yeah, we'll see what we get tomorrow.